12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Not as many as usual. Were they washed away when... Ah, hello, dear traveler. Fancy seeing you here. What are you doing here by the shore? Exploring Fontaine's waters today? Looking for me? Whatever for? Surely there isn't some commission out for the search of me, is there? I doubt I've done anything wrong. Unless... Is this about the Bival law? That can't really be upheld now that there is no Hydro Archon, can it? Well, good. And besides, these are shells. They aren't living Bival, so there's probably a loophole there, I think. Anyway, if that's not the reason you're here, then why did you come looking for me? To check on me. Cloran, too. I didn't realize so many people would want to seek me out after everything that happened. What she says is true. I did move out of the Palais Marmonia, and I haven't attended any operas since. I just thought it would be best, now that my reign as the false Hydro Archon is over, if I removed myself from everything and got out of everyone's way. It wouldn't be appropriate for me to be involved in any of the nations governing after everything I've done. And to let me stay in my old rooms would be favoritism of the highest order. That's the sort of thing Monsieur Neuvillette has staunchly avoided for these past 500 years. It's already too much that he isn't going to charge me for all my crimes. I dare not push his boundaries any further. Oh, I found an apartment for rent near the local blacksmith's forge. Well, yes, I suppose the constant noise was part of why the rent is so low. But it's really not so bad once you get used to it. The rhythm of the hammer on the anvil is a bit like the push and pull of the ocean tides here. No matter how loud the chaos, it can become routine, and even comforting over time. Miss Ruling Fontaine. I should be relieved, shouldn't I? I'm free. Everyone has said that. After giving the longest, most impressive performance Fontaine has ever and will ever see, I can finally retire from the stage. Take off my costume, cut my hair, and just be. No one will call on me again for advice or blessings. No one will ask my opinions or look to me in the midst of a trial. The only face in the mirror is my own. All I've known is a life of extreme stress, lies, and high stakes. Why would I miss that? No, I'm not crying. It's just sea mist. It's... We should step back. Quickly, quickly! That was a big one. We would have been soaked. How did I know? I could never have played the role of the Hydro Archon so seamlessly if I didn't study the sea's patterns. Every night of my first century in power, I would come out here and watch the tide as it ebbed and flowed. I kept extensive notes, in complex codes, mind you, so that no one would understand them if they stumbled across my journals. I read hundreds of books and studied everything the humans knew about the sea. And then I moved on to learn what I could from nature itself. Like, for example, after a big wave like that, you should be able to find... Ah, look, glittering in the sand. More shells. Oh, these are beautifully intact. Feel the ridges here. And the curved ones? Do you feel how sleek their texture is inside? Oh, just look at that huge conch! It's stunning! That one? Oh, that's not a shell, it's an oyster. Be careful with her, she's alive. Yes, do you see there? The way she moved her shells? These ones in my basket are husks, discarded after the fact, like bones. But this one's alive. We should return her to the ocean. Well, she might have a pearl, but only those with hydrovisions are able to extract pearls safely from oysters like her without harming them. It takes a very delicate and precise touch, which is why I made that law in the first place. Pearls are formed from trauma. Something that does not belong finds its way inside the oyster, and to protect herself from the pain, she carefully crafts the pearl around it over several years. That point of pain becomes a thing of beauty for others to marvel at, to collect and hoard and treasure, to adorn. Many people would do anything to have one without truly understanding what it is they're asking for. Such a marvel can only be born from pain. And yet, if the oyster holds it inside her shell for too long, it can become attached to her, almost becoming a part of her own being, until she cannot expel it on her own. She'll need a human to come along and take it from her. It should be freeing, shouldn't it? To finally have that intrusive pain point taken away. To have its weight lifted and to be released back into the waters, wholly herself without any foreign influences. But many times, the pearl forms too close to the oyster's heart, and taking away that beautiful, painful lie rips open a wound that cannot be healed. Is it wrong for her to keep that pearl? She had it for so long. Does she even remember what it was like to be without it? What will she do once she's released and set free in Fontaine's waters? When she doesn't have anything pretty left to give? Rejoin the ecosystem? Her reef? How do you know there will be anyone to return to? How do you know they'll want her? Because Clarand was looking for me. Traveler, I'm sorry. I'm so scared. The whole world is so different, and I don't know how to be a mollusk. How am I supposed to just return to the ocean when I've spent my whole life on the stage? Where can I go when Fontaine no longer needs me? My friends, my whole life is the Archon. I had to push everyone away. Surely now that I am just Furina, anyone who wanted to get close with me will have lost interest. Because I am human. I don't have to keep them at arm's length anymore. You're right. I think I want to go home now. I didn't come to the shore just to search for shells. Actually, I was hoping I could hear that voice. I hoped the waters would speak to me. Tell me what in Celestia's name I'm supposed to do now. But I think yours was the voice I needed. I have to go and think things through. But here, please, take the conch we found. They say you can hear the whispers of the waves when you press these shells to your ear. I don't have much to thank you with, but maybe this can be a memento of this moment and the help you've given me. Thank you, traveler. I can't promise I'll figure things out, but you've helped me want to try. Thank you, Furina, for all you have done. From this moment on, please live happily as a human, just as I wished we could.